Welcome to the wasteland, Egopanions! Radiation builds character, canned beans never expire, and society was overrated anyway. Congratulations! You survived the end of the world. Now what?
Hey gang, welcome back. Today we're rummaging through the bargain bin of civilization to talk about one of sci-fi's favorite hobbies, ending the world, and then daring us to live in what's left. From mushroom cloud aesthetics to dust punk interior design, post-apocalyptic stories keep asking us the same question. If you strip everything away, what still makes you human? And the wild part, these stories don't really obsess over destruction. They obsess over reconstruction. Every apocalypse is a stress test for empathy, humor, and hope. So holster your Geiger counter, crack open a lukewarm Nuka-Cola, and let's figure out why we can't stop imagining the end, so we can talk about what begins after. I've done it. I've officially rebooted civilization. Step 1, toast. Step 2, crying. Here's the secret. Post-apocalyptic sci-fi is less about how the world ends and more about who we are when it does. It's narrative minimalism. No Wi-Fi, no HOA, no customer service hold music, just choices. We watch these stories because they're rehearsal. Not for nuclear winter though, sure, but for the everyday apocalypses. Losing a job, a friend group fracturing, a belief system cracking. Sci-fi hands you a flashlight and whispers, "Okay, hero, now what?" The stakes are huge, but the answers are small. Share water, tell the truth, keep a promise, laugh when you can. That's civilization on hard mode. Now, I've lived through my own mini apocalypses before, you guys. The kind where the map of your life gets torn in half. The hardest part wasn't losing things. It was recognizing myself without those things. So I'm curious, if the world ended tomorrow, and it might, what's the one thing you'd fight to carry into the next one? Tell me in the comments. So every flavor in the apocalypse is lead. Great news though, it pairs with everything. Before zombies became social media with better posture, early cinema was already imagining the aftermath. You can point to The Last Man on Earth, 1924. A plague wipes out all men over 14, leaving one guy in a world run by women. It's a comedy, but the premise is absolutely post-cataclysmic. Then Things to Come, 1936. H.G. Wells' grand vision of war, collapse, and rebuilding gave us futuristic ruins long before the atomic age made apocalypse feel plausible. After World War II, the genre went full existential. On the Beach, 1959, put us in a terminally calm Australia, waiting for the Northern Hemisphere's fallout to drift south. It's not about mushroom clouds, it's about time running out with dignity. Planet of the Apes, 1968, twisted the knife with that iconic reveal. We weren't just visiting ruins, we made them. Somewhere along the way, the apocalypse stopped being about the end and started being about what happens after the end. The Walking Dead showed us that civilization doesn't really collapse. It just reorganizes into smaller, louder HOA meetings with bite marks. The zombies were never the problem. They were just wallpaper for our trust issues. Then you've got the newer version of The Last Man on Earth, which asks, what happens when the end of humanity looks more like an awkward office party that never ends? Being the last person alive sounds amazing, until you realize you're stuck with yourself. I Am Legend gives us the apocalypse as a one-man science fair project gone wrong. A lonely miracle worker tries to save humanity and accidentally speedruns Delete the World. It's heroism without witnesses, slowly turning into grief in a lab coat. Then there's The Road, the emotional equivalent of being punched in the soul with a bag of ashes. Just a father, a son, and the last flicker of love trying to carry the fire when there's absolutely no reason left to burn. And finally, The Last of Us, the modern thesis of the genre. After everything burns, love still plants something in the ash. It's not about a cure, it's about connection, chosen family, and the dangerous miracle of hope. Because that's the real secret of the apocalypse. It's not about how the world ends, it's about how we keep finding ways to begin again. Post-apocalyptic stories aren't about the end, they're about audits. They inventory our values. When you strip away comfort, what remains that's worth carrying? Humor that keeps people from breaking, kindness that costs you something, promises you keep when no one is watching. Hope isn't a luxury item, you guys. Weapon dealers don't stock it, raiders can't steal it, and it doesn't spoil in the sun. Hope adapts. It finds weird containers, a dad joke at the worst moment, a shared can of beans, a plan that shouldn't work, but somehow does. The genre reminds us that beginnings often arrive disguised as endings. Behold, Egopanions, the duck of tomorrow. He shall lead us to salvation. This brings us to the crowd pleaser of cheerful nihilism, Fallout, a show that somehow makes moral catastrophe look like a retro theme park you absolutely would and should not visit. It nails the franchise's tone, ridiculous and brutal, but sneakily heartfelt. The visual language? 50s optimism spray painted over radioactive disaster. Turns every set into a joke with teeth. What works is the balancing act. It's funny, then horrifying, then tender, sometimes all in one scene. And it never feels cheap. Characters aren't just surviving, they're negotiating with the ghost of pre-war optimism, trying to build meaning with whatever isn't glowing in the dark. Fallout is heading to New Vegas, the most logical city to outlast Doomsday because it was already running on chaos, luck, and terrible decisions. How many bottle caps do you think you'd need to set your soul on fire in the wastelands? So when your world tilts, big or small, remember the wasteland rule. You rebuild with what you protect. Protect people, protect truth, protect your own ridiculous sense of humor. That's Civilization version 2.0. And if you ever find yourself standing in the ruins of something you loved, take a breath. The map has changed, but you're still here. And that's the first piece of the next world. And as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you, bye-bye.
Egotastic